Hello viewers, this is Mr. Vijay Santupatole, Assistant Professor in Rayat Shikshan Samsthas, SSB College of Education, Tehsil Srampur, District Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. Dear viewers, I am here. Just today I have presented this seminar in HRDC Center, that is in University of Mysore, and just I have attended this fourth refresher course in teacher education. The mode of this course was online, and the topic of this refresher course was on ICT in education new trends, and it was from 6th October to 19th October 2020. In this seminar, just I have selected the theme, that is National Education Policy 2020, in which I will be focused on teacher education. This is very important topic, and so that the aim behind making of this video is to make the understand everyone about NEP. Please have the glance of All India Survey in Higher Education. This statistical figure is of year 2018 and 19. In India, there is one central open university, 14 state open universities, and one state private open university, 110 dual mode universities, 548 general, 142 technical, 63 agriculture and allied, 58 medical, 23 are laws, and 13th of Sanskrit, and there are 9 language universities, and with it 106 universities are there of other categories. If we look onto the higher education, then we will have to think about this present. What is the present status of postgraduate level programs? See, only 2.5% colleges run PhD program, and only 34.9% colleges run postgraduate level programs in India. This is summary. About 79.8% of the students are enrolled in undergraduate level program. 1,69,170 students are enrolled in PhD, that is less than 0.5% of the total student enrollment. In this one, just another statistical information we can see here, 14,813 students were awarded PhD level degrees during 2018, with 23,765 were male and 17,048 were female. At PhD level, maximum number of students out turn is in science stream, followed by engineering and technology. Let's come to focus on Draft of National Education Policy, that is 2020. What is the vision of this policy? Dear student, let's have a look on this vision. The vision of this National Education Policy, that is 2020, is the National Education Policy 2020 envisions an India-centered education system that contributes directly to transforming our nation sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. Let's have a vision for the education system in India. As you know that the historical universal declaration of human rights adopted at the UN General Assembly in 1948, and it declared that everyone has the right to education. Article 26 in the Declaration stated that education shall be free, at least in the elementary and fundamental stages, and elementary education shall be compulsory, and that education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. This is the journey of education in the world. Everyone knows about that. There was the International Commission on Education for the 21st Century, chaired by Jacques Delors, and it was submitted to UNESCO in 1996. In this Delors report, the report argued that education throughout life was based on four pillars. That is, first one is that learning to know, second, learning to do, third one, learning to live together, and fourth one, learning to be. If we focus on learning to know, what were, it means that acquiring a body of knowledge and learning how to learn so as to benefit from the opportunities education provides throughout life. Second was that learning to do, acquiring not only an occupational skills but also the competence to deal with the many situations and work in teams, and a package of skills that enables one to deal with the various challenges of working life. Third one, learning to live together, developing an understanding of other people and an appreciation of interdependence in a spirit of respect for the values of pluralism, mutual understanding, and peace. And the fourth one, that is learning to be, developing one's personality and being able to act with autonomy, judgment, and personal responsibility, while ensuring that education does not disregard any aspect of the potential of a person: memory, reasoning, aesthetic sense, physical capacities, and communication skill. Means these four fundamental pillars are very important for the learners. Let's have a look on drawing from India's heritage, and we should be so proud of the Indian heritage. India has had a long and illustrious history of holistic education, and in the words of Swami Vivekananda has said, I quote, education it is not the amount of information that we put into your brain and runs right there digested all your life. We must have life building, man making, character making assimilation of ideas. If you have assimilated five ideas and made them your life and character, you have more education than any man who has got by heart a whole library. If education is identical with information, the libraries are the greatest sages of the world and encyclopedia are the greatest rishis. These words are so meaningful, was stated by Swami Vivekananda. If we focus on the history of Indian education, then we come to know that the Indian education system produced scholars like Charaka, Susruta, Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Chanakya, Patanjali, Panini, and numerous others. They have contributed a lot in our life, and really they made seminal contribution to the world knowledge in diverse fields such as mathematics, astronomy, metallurgy, medical science and surgery, civil engineering and architecture, shipbuilding and navigation, yoga, fine arts, chess, and more. And we do have the good tradition in Buddhism. Buddhism has the great influence, and the influence of Buddhism is found in India, not only in India but in entire world. Buddhism and its strong influence on the world, particularly in Southeast Asia and especially so in China, prompted you see the former ambassador of the China to the United States of America to say, I quote, India conquered and dominated China culturally for 20 centuries without ever having to send a single soldier across her border, I unquote. Means, dear viewers, you may see that means there was a strong influence of Buddhism in the world, and so that India never uh, sent any soldier. Means there was no any kind of war before 20 centuries, but the principles of Buddhism were followed by all the Chinese people, and so that education in India was only enriched through the mixing of culture that arose from the very first invasion till the arrival of the British. Means India was the country who she was giving first preference to the knowledge and education. As far as evaluation of education policies are concerned, you may come to know that there were many commissions, many education of policies were formed and were implemented effectively. Some were implemented perfectly, somewhere it was incomplete in status. In 1948-49, the University Education Commission was formed. In 1952-53, Secondary Education Commission was formed. In 1964-66, Education Commission was led by Dr. D.S. Kothari, and after him, in 1968, National Policy on Education took place. In 1986, there was a formation of National Policy on Education, that is known as NPA. But in 1986, it was modified in 1992 and was known as Program of Action, that is 1992. If we uh, come towards National Education Policy 2020, then before it there was T.S. Subramaniam Committee report. It was submitted on 27th May 2016, and after that, on 31st May 2019, Dr. Kasturirangan Committee report, they are supported to the National Education Policy. In this National Education Policy, there are four parts. The part one deals with school education, part second deals with higher education, and part third deals with additional key focus areas, whereas part four deals with transforming education. Means in this national policy of education, that is of 2020, four parts are given there, and in this one we have to focus on part two, that is higher education. And in this higher education, there are chapter 15, it deals with teacher education. In this teacher education, there are five fundamental facts, five fundamental details are there. First objectives of this one is that restoring integrity to teacher education. Right now, everyone sees that the quality of teacher education is degrading day by day, year by year, and so that there is a great chance of restoring integrity to teacher education. After one objective second, that is moving teacher education into multidisciplinary colleges and universities. Right now, dear students or dear viewers, I would like to tell you here that means because of these standalone colleges and non-grant, non-aided colleges were there or are there, and they have really spoiled the quality of teacher education. And teacher education is the fundamental; it is the base of every education. So that in this NPE 2020, it requires that, or it will shift to into multidisciplinary colleges and universities. And third one, Department of Education in universities. Means what will be the nature of department of education in universities, what will be the role of department of education, what will be the criteria of recruiting teachers in department of education of university campus. And the fourth one, the faculty for teacher education. Means right now it was predetermined that the faculty should be from the pedagogical field. But according to national education policies, new entries will be given. There will be inclusion of all arts, all subjects, and so that there is great chance of getting jobs in this teacher education policy. And last one is that faculty in higher education. What will be the nature of this faculty in higher education? Means these five aspects are discussed in this teacher education, which is in NPE 2020. Let's focus on teacher education. Then, what is the objective of teacher education in National Policy Education 2020? The objective ensures that teachers are given the highest quality training in content, pedagogy, and practice by moving the teacher education system into multidisciplinary colleges and universities and establishing the 4 year integrated bachelor's degree as the minimum qualification for all school teachers. Means henceforth there will be 4 year integrated bachelor degree, and those who are really want to join teaching as a profession, they might have to accept all these changes mentioned in teacher education policy. And this one, that highest quality training in content, pedagogy, and practice. Means content is meaningful, so important part. Then pedagogy and practice means those who want to come in this field, he must know what is done by content, in which pedagogies I have to follow, and what are the different practices. Means he or she must have to imbibe all these things. And this one, teacher education is truly vital in creating the team of teachers that will shape the next generation. Yes, means teachers are known as the engineers of society, so that the main duty or vital duty of the teacher educator is to give the shape to the next generation. The teaching profession, like all high level service profession such as medicine and law, where people's lives are truly at stake and lie in the practitioner's hand, requires the very high standards for education and training. Means the lives of people are really in the hands of teacher, so that they must be well treated, they must be well trained, and because of such training there will be a great creation of good generation, or definitely there will be a good contribution in shaping of the generations and creating good nation. So that teacher must be grounded in Indian values, ethos, knowledge, and traditions, while also being in well versed with the latest advances in education and pedagogy. Means everyone, he or she must have the knowledge of Indian values, knowledge of ethos, knowledge of tradition, and he must be well versed in advances in education and pedagogy. Means if it is the 21st century, then we should not leave the new technologies aside. We have to get involved in such new technologies where we can shape ourselves, and we will definitely teach our students so effectively in the classes. And there is a fact. Heartbreakingly, the teacher education sector has been beleaguered with the mediocrity as well as rampant corruption due to commercialization. Means in last decade it was seen that the teacher education is the institute where we can make more money, and many colleges were open up like mushrooming and it was the victim of commercialization. And there was a lot of corruption, and the level of quality education was really degraded. Most institutions today providing teacher educations are small colleges in the private sector that offer only a single narrow program. But in national policy, a new education policy 2020, there will be no chance for such standalone institute to conduct or to operate such type of institutions. And there is another fact, this is the truth. According to the All India Survey of Higher Education data for 2015-16, of the 17,000 plus colleges in India that teach just a single program, nearly 90% are teacher training institutes. Moreover, according to the Justice J.S. Verma Commission, it was formed in 2012, constituted by the Supreme Court. A majority of these standalone teaching institutes, over 10,000 in number, are not even attempting serious teacher education but are essentially selling degrees for a price. This is fact. This is open truth. Means many colleges are there, they are really to make the money and they are really selling the degrees. In such colleges, no proper training is given to the teachers, and on the basis of money only, the degrees are sold out. And such students, the student teachers are there, they have to not attend the college. Everything is managed, and there is the great chance of malpractices also. So that in this national policy on education, there is a great chance that is restoring integrity and credibility to the teacher education system. And this one, the three facts are there. First one is that corrupt and substandard institutions cannot and must not be allowed to run. They must be shut down, because we are here to restore integrity and credibility of teacher education. Means no one should see that in such a college the lower level of or low quality education is given. Right now, we need to focus on this topic. Second one is that policy stresses that this action will have to be implemented with the energy and will in the face of every resistance. Means if there are any resistance, then definitely it will be implemented effectively in all over the India. And if we let such fake colleges remain functional, the fundamentals of our schools and the integrity and credibility of the teacher education system cannot be restored. Means, dear student, this is fact. Means if you kept such type of college in functional mode, then definitely there will be spoil of qualitative education, so that strong action should be taken by the NPE. After that, teacher education requires multidisciplinary inputs and a combination of high quality content and pedagogy that can only be truly attained if teacher preparation is conducted within composite multidisciplinary institutions. Means this is the requirement. Means whatever we want to give to our student teacher, it must be given through multidisciplinary institutions, because there may be or there will be introduction of quality content and pedagogy. There will be inputs from different departments, different subject, so that he will be much aware about, or he will be prominent in the subject area or in general life. In this one, 15.1, that is restoring integrity to teacher, it means that there will be closure of substandard and defunctional teacher education institutions. So that means whatever standards and defunctional teacher education institutes that do not meet basic educational criteria will be closed. Means there will be transparent administration, and so as to this, by 20 23. India should have only educationally sound teacher preparation programs in operation. Developing professionally competent teachers, all others must be shut down. Means by 23rd, India should have only educationally sound teacher preparation program, and it will be more competent, and we have to create more professional and competent teachers. And if the institutions, those who are not following these or these ones, then definitely it will be automatically shut down. Then rigorous monitoring and review of cleanup of the teacher education sector. Means right now there is a need of clean up such type of teacher education sector. Means a quasi judicial body may be constituted for this mission mode, clean up the exercise. Progress on this mission will be reviewed by NHERA every 3 months and by RSA every 6 months. Means there will be strict observation by these two committees or two authorities after 3 months and after 6 months. The NHERA stands for National Higher Education Regulatory Authority, and RSA stands for Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog, so that there will be a great challenge. After that, all teacher education will happen in multidisciplinary institutions. Teacher education will be an integral part of the higher education system. Right now, a teacher education part or teacher education was not highly taken into consideration, but right now teacher education will be the integral part of higher education system. Means we may say we might have seen this that teacher education institutions and higher education institutions, there was a great gap between these two faculties or two streams, but teacher education will be the base of higher education system. In 15.2, second objective is moving teacher education into multidisciplinary. Then what will happen in this one? The curriculum and classroom processes are mostly outdated and distant from the reality of the schools and the children's that they supposedly serve. Means we have to keep behind all the curriculum which is not useful for the current situation. Means we are, if we are living in 21st century, then why should we adopt such type of oldest curriculum, so that whatever outdated content is there, we should not follow it. So, the faculty members of teacher education institutes are mostly isolated from the larger community of researchers and educators. Means this is another fact that mostly it is seen that the faculty members of teacher education institutes, they are really isolated from the larger community of the researchers. They do not have much knowledge about research, or they are not in contact with the researchers and the educators because of isolation. This is the fact. So that we need to go with multidisciplinary approach. The teacher preparation requires sufficient time and space to develop educational perspectives and understanding of subject and pedagogy, along with developing an identity as a teacher. Means if someone wants to be a teacher, then sufficient time and space should be given to him. And by giving such type of sufficient time and space, definitely he will be perfect in subject and pedagogy, along with developing his own identity. Merely completing B.Ed course is not giving identity to you or to the teachers or to the student teachers, but we need to give more space, and we should have the knowledge of pedagogy, and we have to be so curious. After that, moving all teacher preparation programs into multidisciplinary higher education institutions, building education departments and connections between higher educations institutions and school complexes. Means in this one that we or teacher education institutes must have the contact with multidisciplinary higher education institutions. there should be a great contact. As described in 5.1, the 4-year integrated beer course will be by 2030 became the minimal degree qualification for school teachers. Means by 2030, if someone wants to become a teacher, then there will be integrated beard course, and one has to follow this. If someone wants to join at primary level, secondary level, or higher secondary level, he or she must have complete his or her beard with the nature that is of 4-year integrated beard. And all pre-service teacher education programs will be henceforth be offered only in multidisciplinary higher education institutions. Means there are many senior colleges, many degree colleges, although there are streams like science, commerce, and science. And if there is teacher education institutes, then there will be inclusion of such teacher education institute into multidisciplinary institute, so that such type of course will be offered to the learners. Multidisciplinary higher educational institutions will work toward establishing high quality education. The aim of having such multidisciplinary higher education institutes is that to get the high quality education and to give the qualitative teacher education program. What will be the nature of curriculum? The curriculum will include in grounding sociology, history, science, philosophy, psychology, early childhood education, fundamental literacy and numeracy, knowledge of India and its values, ethos, arts, tradition, and more. Means, as far as curriculum of this B.Ed course is concerned, we need to have the knowledge of sociology, history, science. Means multiple subjects will be introduced to you, and it will be the duty of every student teacher to gain the knowledge of such subjects. The 4-year integrated B.Ed will be in a dual major liberal bachelor's degree in education as well as a specialized subject such as a language or history, music, mathematics, computer science, chemistry, economics, etc. Means in this one that one can get dual degrees by completing his B.Ed. He will complete his B.Ed as well as he will complete his bachelor degree along with B.Ed course or B.Ed degree in language, history, or such subjects. Moving towards next one is that the good teachers are prepared and developed by good teacher educators. Faculty of teacher education must be an expert in diverse fields, both theoretical and practical. See that, dear viewers or dear students, means it was pre-assumed that if someone wants to teach at B.Ed college, he must have the degree of M.Ed only. But right now, it will not happen because the chances will be given to everyone, the person who has the knowledge of both theoretical and practical, or he must have the knowledge of diverse field. He must be expert, means all-rounder type of personality should be there, and so that we as a teacher educator we should aware about the knowledge of various subjects. As far as admission process is concerned, we need to focus on what will be the nature of admission process. Admission to pre-service teacher preparation program will be carried out by National Testing Agency. See, in this admission to pre-service teacher preparation program, like all higher education institution, admission will be carried out in the large part of through the subject and aptitude test. Means student they will have to attempt for subject and aptitude test as conducted by the National Testing Agency. The rights will be with the NTA, and each public university by 2024 and model multidisciplinary college by 2029 will be offer a 4-year teacher preparation program. Means by 2024 and 2029, there will be the nature of 4-year B.Ed course. For this purpose, philanthropic efforts will be encouraged in this sector through special schemes to be designed by RAC, Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog. So that you should know that there will be great role of National Testing Agency in getting enrollment in B.Ed course by testing their subject and aptitude knowledge. 15.3, the Department of Education in Universities. Okay, what will be the nature of departments of education in universities? See, departments are centers of excellence in education at universities. Government funding for teacher education will be increased considerably on a priority basis. So, departments of education or centers of excellence in teacher education will be set up at interested universities based on predictive data analysis on the requirement for teachers in school and higher education. Means, henceforth, what are the requirements of particular school or colleges or in higher education, only such teachers will be produced. Means outnumber teachers will not be produced as per the requirement. Such training will be given to the limited student teachers only. So these departments of education will aim to provide quality teacher preparation program in both pre-service and in-service modes for school teachers and research programs to prepare researchers and faculty in higher education. Means it will be the great duty of Department of Education which are set in a university campus. There is great responsibility they have to, or such university has to prepare all the teachers for pre-service and in-service modes, and and such university or such department has to prepare all the researchers because they will contribute in the field of higher education with quality. The capacity planning for teacher education. A careful and comprehensive planning exercise will be undertaken immediately by the Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog and then once every 5 years at the center as well as in the states to match the demand and supply of teachers and faculty for teacher education. It will be decided by Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog. Means as per the need of society, as per the need of schools and colleges, only teachers will be produced. And after 5 years, there will be the round. Then, if we focus on the faculty in teacher education, the Department of Education must include diverse faculty who represent the range of expertise required for the teacher preparation. Means there will be the great role of faculty in the teacher education. So, how should be the faculty? The faculty must also have the good track record of research, publication, field action, and engagement with schools and teaching. Means right now, superficial knowledge will be denied. The person must be perfect in field action, then research publication, and he must have the wide knowledge of all subjects and streams. Then, in universities, online education, Department of Education must also be able to offer programs that are blended and part-time to enable a practicing teacher to continue their higher education studies and aspire for professional mobility. They must develop courses and activities for in-service teachers as well as mentoring programs for beginning teachers. Means there will be the blending type of pod, means traditional way of teaching and using technology in the teaching or training. Means there will be the blend of tradition and ICT so that the teachers who are in service or who are about to get the service, they will be trained in such type of universities at online mode or online education will be imparted among them. After that, research based teacher preparation. The Department of Education will support vibrant research groups that will conduct many field experiments, and all faculty members will be encouraged to engage in research. In this one, that the vibrant research groups will be created and they will be asked to conduct field experiments, because research based teacher preparation will be came into force, and all faculty members will be encouraged to engage in research. And in coming days, research will have higher uh, importance. After that, in university level, the interdepartmental collaboration for special subjects. Would you say that in university, if there is education department, but in universities, many departments are existed in the campus, so that it is the great duty of every university or every department of education to get involved or to have the collaborative approach to the various departments like Department of Art, Fine Arts, Performing and Folk Arts. And at the university, will be encouraged to establish or collaborate with the departments of education to offer programs in teacher education, because in teacher education there will not be only teaching of theory and teaching of practicals. Then there will be inclusion of fine arts, performing arts, folk arts. Means teacher must be artist himself, or he must be good at every uh, aspect of the knowledge. Until this area of teacher education emerges as a specialization education, faculty and practitioners of art and fine arts will need to be involved in the shaping of contributing to teachers preparation program. In this one, there is scope for the faculties, those who belong to arts and fine arts, and they will be asked to train such type of teachers, such type of student teachers, for getting good getting good knowledge of teacher education. Then, what will be the nature of postgraduate and doctoral program in the universities or in teacher education? See, the development of knowledge related to teaching, pedagogy, and various aspects of education, including equity, issues of marginalizations, economics, and financing of education, policy and management, and leadership also need to be developed at the university through research and higher academic degrees in education, including MA in education, in bracket research, as well as doctoral program of study. Means in postgraduate or in doctoral program, such subjects will be introduced to them, and they will be asked to have the PhDs in such areas or wide areas, so that there will be a good contribution in the field of education. Then, faculty for teacher education. See, in teacher education, faculty with specialization in the area of curriculum and pedagogy, foundational areas of educational technology and research in teacher education will be required as core educators. Means if there is a beginning of 4-year BA course, then faculty, what should be the specialization of such faculties? They must have specialized with curriculum pedagogy, then education technology and research. I mean, these three are the of required for core teacher educators, or those will be the core educators. And after that, they must be supplemented by the faculty with masters and PhD degrees in various related disciplines such as science, education, psychology, cognitive studies, human development, linguistic, and many other disciplines. Means apart from this traditional faculty, we need to include the faculties, those who have completed their PhD degrees in related disciplines such as science education, psychology, cognitive studies, human development, and linguistics, and many other disciplines, because it is the need of time. Then, as far as their uh, experience is concerned, the importance will be given to the teaching experience, then research experience at field stations, publications, in international peer-reviewed journals of education and allied disciplines. Means if someone wants to become the faculty for teacher education, he must have master degree in different subjects or PhD. Likewise, sufficient teaching experience, research experience, and publications at international level having peer reviewed journals. And for preparation of faculty, the large scope of the teaching programs required for school teacher preparation across all the levels or disciplines points to the need for faculty with the wide range of specific expertise. He must be expertise. If we focus on PhDs, see PhDs in education and in many related disciplines such as science education, mathematics education, psychology, child development, sociology, linguistic, and so on from reputed institutions that meet in international standard. Means we need to prepare such type of faculties. They must be PhD and they must have the knowledge of many related disciplines to meet the international standard, because there will be many international universities or their curriculum or courses will be entered in India, and we have to maintain the international standard. So that we must encourage to enter the profession and contribute the faculty of teacher education program. So that means we have to ask, or there will be a great chance to the faculty members, those who belong to other departments, those who belong to different fields, they have the great chance to be the part of teacher education program. The faculty profile, then what will be the faculty profile? The faculty profile in departments of education will necessarily have to be diverse. Not everyone would be required to have PhD, but teaching experience and field research experience will be highly valued. Means if you don't have the PhD, doesn't matter, but if you have good teaching experience as well as good experience in research field, then you will be, or such type of experience will be highly valued or will be taken into consideration. Then faculty with training in areas of social sciences that are directly relevant to the school education. Suppose example, there is example of psychology, child development, linguistic, sociology, philosophy, political science, as well as from science education, mathematics education, social science education, and language education programs will be attracted and retained in teacher education institutions to strengthen multidisciplinary education of teachers and provide rigor in conceptual development. Means all the teachers or student teachers will be given or imparted such type of knowledge, or they will be trained in a such manner that they will be more aware about the different fields and different streams of education in higher education. Then 15.5, that is faculty in higher education, exposure to the pedagogy during PhD program. See, many students are there, or learned persons are there. When they are about to complete their PhD, then exposure to pedagogy during PhD program, in which all fresh PhD entrants, irrespective of all disciplines, will be required to have taken 8 credit course in teaching or in education or in pedagogy related to their chosen for PhD subject during their doctoral training program. Means there will not only PhD, along with PhD, such PhD scholars will be introduced with teaching, education, or pedagogy related subjects, and such subjects will carry 8 credits, 8 credit course, so that exposure to pedagogic practice, designing curriculum, credible evaluation systems, and so on is desirable, since many research scholars will go on to become faculty. Means only getting degree of PhD will not be sufficient. They must be exposed with pedagogy practice, how to design curriculum, how to have the evaluation system, so that there will be great contribution in the field of teacher education. And they must also have the minimum number of hours of actual teaching experience gathered through teaching assistantship and other means while doing their PhD or while pursuing their PhD, they will be given such type of experience. They should know about how to teach, and they should know about how to use the different methodologies, and they must know about how to deliver particular content in the classes, so that there will be uh, proper training will be given to them. Then in teacher education, what will be the role and status of HRDCs, that is Human Resource Development Centers and continuous professional. See, in this one, development of teachers at Department of Education, in service CPD for college and university teachers will continue at HRDCs. However, these centers will be the integrated completely into the universities that presently host them, instead of being seen as external entities as they are now. Means right now HRDCs will be the part of education departments, and so that they will have to continue to arrange such kind of training programs, training courses to the teachers, those who are in service or those who are at pre-service, so that the HRDCs will be either be the part of Department of Education if one already exists, or become the seed for creating such a department. Means there will be a great role of HRDCs in universities or in teacher education program. So HRDC will be allowed to cater the preparation and development of teachers in the private sectors also. Means many teachers are there, they are really serving in private sectors. But to train such teachers, to train such faculties, the great responsibility is of HRDC. Right now, in private schools or faculties from private schools or colleges, they are not willingly to attend such kind of training courses in HRDC or conducted by HRDC. They are not willingly to attend it, but henceforth they will be the part of HRDC, and HRDC will definitely play a vital role in giving of training to the teachers. After that, sustained focus on facilitating the work of teachers and higher education faculty members. Given that teachers will be expected to lead the reform and help transform the education system, any concerns or difficulties that teachers have must be immediately addressed. Means whatever problems, if there are many problems, then there will be felicitations, and there will be transformation in education system. If they found any concern or difficulty, will be solved immediately. A senior functionary in both central and all state government, not below the rank of joint secretary, will be the made responsible for addressing the concerns of teachers and ensuring their ability to function smoothly. Means if in future, if problems are created, or if the problems arises, so that the person who will be not below the rank of joint secretary will entertain or will look into the matter of such teacher education or in higher education to solve the problems. And in this way, dear students or dear viewer, this is the overlook of national education policy, that is 2020, uh, of teacher education. Thanks for listening it. Thank you very much.